Check her out. I can't find a nursing job. Where's this so-called shortage? Let me tell you something. 1991, when I was discharged from the military, I saw this happen here in Atlanta, and people were bewildered. It's like, oh, and I have a bachelor's degree and I can't find a job. Eventually, she will find a job, but she may have to move a little further east than she anticipated, but it will even out for her. But look at this. Nursing degree, 2013, and she can't find a job as soon as she gets out of high school. College. What does that tell you? Stay tuned to this video. We're going to discuss that and more. Let's have a fireside chat tonight. Just did O Unit Productions, TT Trash Talk and Treasures. Pretty interesting how that show just goes by like that. But let's talk about your favorite subject, you. We kind of got into it, but I was going to expand on it about automation, robots. During the meltdown that started in 2006, and it started in 2008. 2008 is when it hit everyone upside the head. I noticed some things. And every time that we have a downturn, wonderful things happen. Technologies are developed, new practices are developed, because essentially every time we have a downturn, people's backs are literally against the wall. I mean, there were folks that was like, either you figure this shit out or it's your job. And they figured it out. What's going to happen is in the next 7-10 years, you're going to see the change is going to make you dizzy, because this recession, downturn, depression, whatever you want to call it, it exposed a few things, but a few things for corporate people and for you and I, new apps, a lot of great stuff came out of that. But if you have a job that an algorithm can do in the future, your ass is in trouble. We're going to have displacement faster than any point in history. There are people that's like, automation's always happened. Not to the level that has happened now and will happen. Because the thing is, it's going to do this. Then, bam, straight vertical. Because we have super computers now. There's all types of things that are happening. Like, I was watching 60 Minutes last night, and they were showing these robots. Understand, there are robots already in plants, been there for years. But this new class of robot that's coming up is going to be ridiculous. And if you're doing manual labor type work that a robot can be programmed to do, your ass is in trouble. And understand, robots will be driving cars. Google already has it set up. They already have cars that are driving already. Just got to work out a few bugs. Once they get everything straight, get the grid straight, mainstream. That will be a fundamental displacement of truck drivers, bus drivers, cab drivers, because the cost of creating those businesses is going to go down. Trucks won't have to stop for brakes, other than the only time they stop is for the refuel. But because they can go 55 miles an hour, because they don't have to stop and they don't have to pull over, they can drive until they reach their fuel limit, which means they save gas and there are no human costs. There's no health care. There's no workers' comp. There's no payroll taxes. And these robots are going to be efficient, long-lasting, and scary. Scary for those of you who are not developing something with technology. You don't have to become a fucking scientist to embrace technology. You just need to know what's going on. Now, there's one robot, 22 grand. I mean, it's a no-brainer. And understand, this is not the only company. That's one robot. And what's going to happen is the marketplace is going to come together, and the robot's probably going to be around 15, because there's going to be a competitor or 2 or 3. Because the thing is, it's the future. It's coming. It's coming. Now, how does this apply to you? There are many people that are You're on the fence. I kind of want to do my own business, but I'm not really sure. Look, I've been there. Understand. I know how scary it is to go out and like, ooh, I'm going to start this business. Ooh, I'm going to do something that I've never done before, and my friends think I'm nuts. Let me tell you something. You got about 10 years to get your act together on starting that business, because when you start your business, the first few years are not going to be that good in terms of profit. It's going to take roughly, I mean, if you're really, really good, you already have a few things on the ball, you might be able to do it in 6 months. You can make money from day one. But realistically, you're looking at a vetting period of 2 years at a minimum, realistically. Because you get the head and shoulders on your stuff, you know what you're doing, you developed a certain level of expertise. But you have to get started. Understand, YouTube has been good to me. I'm not going to bash YouTube. YouTube's the best thing under the sun. However, YouTube is, you hear that? That's the lemmings. It's becoming crowded and crowded. And this is just not pickers and storage auction people. Over the last year, I've noted that there are many people that were getting mainstream press. I'm talking about the Today Show, CNN. They're coming back to YouTube. They have full-fledged studios. And I was just like, that's very interesting. Because mainstream media has a problem, and it's called the internet. I look at myself. I don't have cable. I've got like basic stuff that's, I get in an HD antenna. I watch most of my entertainment, movies, watch TNT when I watch television. I don't really spend a lot of time on television. And YouTube gives you this dashboard with analytics. And I've noticed this shift. When I started on YouTube in 2009, my demographics were 95% male, 5% female. I looked, it's went from 95 to 70-30. So there's this shift. Everybody, men, women, old, they give you the age breakdowns. It's all has shifted because people are coming to line. Because the thing is, like, I'll give you an example. This new show with the submarine, I don't remember the name, but I only watch it online. I don't watch it when it comes on because I'm usually busy. And I'll sit down and watch 2 or 3 episodes in a row online. I'm not the only one that does that. So what I'm saying to you is, if you're not living in technology and using technology and really, really paying attention to what's happening, you're in trouble. I've got friends with serious credentials who are having problems finding jobs. Then I have another group of friends who are finding jobs, but the pay it's not so good. I mean, they're making what I was making 15 years ago. So with inflation, it's really not good. So you have all this stuff going on, and I'm going to say something that many people may or may not disagree with me about, but the chances of starting your own business and failing or getting on your job and getting fired are pretty neck and neck. There's no risk in starting your business like it used to be. It used to be if you were a monkey and could pull a lever, you could get a job and keep that bitch. Now, you can be the top of the top. You could do your job better than it's ever done before and still end up unemployed. Think about that. Think about that. That's happening to people. I know that it happened to me. I got laid off. I was salesman. It's like this is not computing. And the thing is, you have to understand what's going on, because many companies are not looking for supreme effort. It may be in the mission statement. They may tell you that in the interview. They're looking for just good enough. Above and beyond effort is not rewarded in most companies. And most companies makes you a target, makes people nervous. Because if you're putting that kind of energy, you are all outside the lines of the matrix. You can think, you can plan, you can plot, you can come up with ideas and concepts. That makes you a very scary person. Because one day you may wake up and realize that you don't need to be there. Or you may try to take over the organization. That makes people nervous. And this is what's coming up. And I'm real passionate about this because I think everyone should have a business, a side business. I don't care if it has nothing to do with resale. I don't care if you're making cookies on Saturday morning and selling them after Sunday. Something to teach you business skills because you're going to need them. It's not going to be, well, I'm still okay. It's going to be like those people that came over on those boats a long time ago. And I'm not talking about the slaves. I'm talking about the pilgrims. And they didn't have any choice about, well, I think I'm going to grow some. No, they had to grow food. Well, I think I'm going to make some clothes. No, they had to make clothes. It wasn't optional. It wasn't up in the air. There was no, well, I'm 30 years old and I don't really know what I want. You wouldn't have made it back then. The tribe, the village wouldn't have allowed you to fly. They would have got rid of your ass if you were that worthless. You would have been talked about. You would have been a disgrace to your family. You didn't have those options to sit and pontificate about the meaning of life while time went on by. We're going to go back to those times, but it's going to be different. Because you'll be allowed to be in society, and you'll be here, but you'll see people living a life that you only dream about, and you're going to like, how come I can't? You're going to get screwed. You're going to get seriously screwed. And, for anyone that's like, I don't want to start a business, going back to, the guys that get off the boat, just about everyone that came over here, when they came over, they were self-employed. They had to be. And they did what they needed to do. They grew crops, and whatever little extra they had, they sold to their neighbors, and their neighbors sold, and they traded goods. And because everyone had to make their own way. We're coming back to that time because just look. It's 2012. Corporate profits are up here. Productivity is up here. Job growth doesn't add up, does it? But if you think about automation, technology, outsourcing, and the rest of the world, it makes plenty of sense. So you have a choice, my friend. You can embrace technology and understand, I've been where you've been. When you're learning something new and then these developers or these programmers, they speak in this different kind of language and you're sitting there like, and you've got a headache, push through it. Push through it for yourself, your family, because what we know as the world today, it's going to be really different in 5 years. It's going to be more different in 10. And in 15, you really are going to like, whoa, where am I? Because that's happening. And there's a few groups of people that are going to do very well in this new world. Number 1, entrepreneurs. Number 2, creative people. Number 3, managers. Number 4, teachers. But not teachers of high school or kindergarten, no. But people who can put together curriculums to teach people how to embrace this new tech. It's going to be huge. Because there are going to be people who are like, oh shit, I need training. I need to do this. I need to learn how to do this. And the thing is, you're going to have to learn and unlearn because what worked for 2 years, technology is going to bring something else. And you're going to have to learn that. And it's going to be this constant thing. So get ready. Understand that you need a business, some type of business, something, and you need to start today. After this video, pull out a sheet of paper and write down your goals. I'm telling you because, I'll give you my story. And understand, I actually modeled my storage auction company after Amazon. Amazon, people are like, oh, they're a bookseller, they sell products. Amazon is a technology company first. Understand that, and you will look at them totally different. The prism that you judge them will be totally different because they are a technology company first. All that other stuff is second. They're driven by technology, and that's the reason that they occupy the position they occupy. And in my opinion, in a few years, they're going to be in trouble because someone's going to create something better. People differ with me because it's like, hey, they're on the cutting edge. IBM was on the cutting edge. Hewlett Packard was on the cutting edge. Ford was on the cutting edge. Chevy was on the cutting edge. Oracle was on the cutting edge. Now understand, these companies are still in business and they still make a phenomenal amount of money, but they are not the sector leaders they once were, because that's how it is. And it's going to be more churn. But the good thing about that is, in this new economy, you'll have the potential to make more money than you ever made in your life if that's your desire. There are people who are trading time for freedom. There are people who want to make money. It's all over the place. But you need that business that gives you the freedom to make that decision, because it's here. It's here, and it's not going anywhere. It's not going to get better. And I thank God that I have a lot of nerd DNA, because I didn't know how to do any of this stuff when I started in 2009. I didn't know how to do YouTube. Didn't know how to do podcasts. Didn't know anything about blogging. Was really screwing up with the creation of my books. All of that stuff I didn't know. But now I can teach other people how to do some stuff I didn't know how to do a few years ago, because I understand. You got to do that. There's more opportunities. You know, people go, oh, the American dream's dead. Middle class is being slaughtered. What's being slaughtered is that cozy dream in the matrix. See, there's cracks in the glass. There's chips in the masonry. It's coming apart because for a long time, we subsidized in this country mediocrity. We did for a long time. You know, you ever knew someone a few years ago, before the big change, that they could leave their job for 3-4 hours and make a lot of money and no one knew they was gone? They weren't needed. They weren't needed. If you have a job and you don't own the company and you can disappear for 3 hours and no one knows that your ass is gone, you're in trouble. It's only a matter of time before someone's like, we don't need that division. And it's a wrap. And it's happening every day. You see it every Christmas. Just before Christmas, layoffs. Companies are trying to make their balance sheets look better, with human capital being cut off the equation. Do you want to be hahaka'd? Because if you're not doing anything for you and your family, you're pretty much a sitting duck. Because I just look at the changes that happen. And let's talk about picking and storage auctions and stuff. To be really successful going forward as a picker, a reseller, a storage auction person, an antique person, or a treasure hunter, you will have to embrace technology. You will have to up your game. Just going out in your car, getting up Goodwill, going to a few garage sales. There's going to be some kid. Yes, a kid. And what he's going to do is coordinate all of his kid buddies. And what they're going to do is get on their iPads, because they have them. And they're going to get on their iPhones, because they have them. And now what they're going to do is a coordinated attack. What they're going to do is branch out, 10 of them. And they're going to hit every garage sale. And they're going to be like, yeah, this is good. What's this? And there's going to be someone in central fucking command like, no, we don't want that and we want this. And they're going to, because we live in a collaborative society right now. And these kids are growing up learning how to be collaborative. And they're going to eat your lunch, because it's going to be you against a team. Yes, that's what's going to happen. I look at the kids who watch my channel. I look at these kids, and kids are like, yeah, I'm doing this and I'm making money. And everybody's going to know. And I'm telling you, this kids are going to house up a neighborhood. And you're not going, by the time you get there for that certain thing, unless it's too big for them to handle, or if it's something like a gun, they're going to get it before you get it. They're going to pool their money together, and they're going to be rocking out in some penthouse downtown and laughing at your old ass, because they understand the new world. They understand apps, and they understand collaboration. You can't do it by yourself. Understand, I didn't do my storage auction business by myself. I had a partner from day one. And we, after getting to the point where we expanded what we could do on our own, we built a team. You have to do that. Understand, if you like being part-time and you like the thrill of it and you ever have no ambitions of turning it full-time, you're good to go. But if you think that you're going to continue to be a lone ranger and not create partnerships and networks and really make decent money in the future, you are sadly mistaken and you're smoking crack. You can be in denial all you want to, but the world is moving like this. And then it's going to start this. So you're going to have the hooks to dig in and spin with it, or you're going off in space, baby. So it's just some words to ponder, some things to think about, because that's the reality. All right, this is Glendon, and I will see you at the next Fireside Chat. If you want to get a start on this new economy, tomorrow night at 8 p.m., I'm having the Resell Business webinar. We will talk about structure, because there are many people that go out and they start this business, and sometimes that's the best way to do it. But you need some type of structure. I don't care what you're doing. You need some type of structure, a strategy, and a plan. So 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, just hit the link below and you can be there. And that's about it.